Betrayal is one of the most profound and painful experiences a person can endure. It cuts deep, leaving scars that often take years to heal. Whether it's a friend who turned their back on you, a partner who broke your trust, or a colleague who undermined your efforts, betrayal shakes the very foundation of our relationships and our sense of security. It's natural to feel anger, sadness, and even a desire for revenge when someone we trusted betrays us. But today I want to invite you to look at betrayal from a different perspective, one that transcends human understanding and taps into the divine. When we are betrayed, our first instinct is often to seek justice. We want the person who hurt us to feel the same pain we feel. But here's the truth. True justice is not in our hands. It's in the hands of a higher power, one that sees the bigger picture and understands the intricacies of every situation. The Bible says, "Vengeance is mine, I will repay," says the Lord. This is not a call to passivity, but a reminder that we are not equipped to carry the burden of judgment. When we try to take matters into our own hands, we often end up causing more harm to ourselves than to the person who betrayed us. Instead of focusing on the actions of those who hurt us, we should focus on how we respond. Forgiveness is not about excusing the behavior of the betrayer. It's about freeing ourselves from the chains of bitterness and resentment. Forgiveness is a gift we give to ourselves, allowing us to move forward without being weighed down by the past. It's a process, not an event, and it requires time, patience, and a willingness to let go. But forgiveness doesn't mean we forget or allow ourselves to be mistreated again. It means we choose to rise above the pain and use the experience as a catalyst for growth. Betrayal can be a powerful teacher if we let it. It teaches us about the complexities of human nature, the importance of setting boundaries, and the value of self-respect. It also teaches us resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity and emerge stronger than before. As we navigate the aftermath of betrayal, it's important to remember that life has a way of balancing itself out. The same divine justice that promises consequences for wrongdoing also promises blessings for those who remain steadfast in their integrity. The person who betrayed you may seem to prosper in the short term, but true success is measured by character, not by material gains or temporary victories. In the end, the way God deals with those who betray you is not for us to dictate or fully understand. Our role is to trust the process, focus on our own growth, and let go of the need. For when we do this, we open ourselves up to a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. We begin to see that our worth is not determined by the actions of others, but by the strength of our character and the depth of our faith. So, to anyone who has been betrayed, I leave you with this. Your pain is valid, but it is not permanent. Your story is still being written, and the best chapters are yet to come. Trust in the divine timing of your life and watch how God turns your pain into purpose, your betrayal into a blessing, and your wounds into wisdom. Thank you. The nature of betrayal and its psychological impact. Betrayal is a deeply personal and often devastating experience that strikes at the core of our emotional and psychological well-being. It is a breach of trust that can leave us feeling vulnerable, angry, and disillusioned. When someone we trust, a friend, family member, partner, or colleague, betrays us, it challenges our understanding of relationships and our place in the world. The emotional toll of betrayal is immense, often leading to feelings of sadness, confusion, and even self-doubt. We may question our judgment, wondering how we could have missed the signs or allowed ourselves to be hurt in such a way. Psychologically, betrayal can trigger a range of responses, from anger and resentment to grief and depression. It disrupts our sense of security and can make it difficult to trust others in the future. This erosion of trust can extend beyond the specific relationship in which the betrayal occurred, affecting how we interact with others and view the world. Betrayal can also lead to a phenomenon known as betrayal trauma, where the emotional pain is so intense that it impacts our ability to function in daily life. However, understanding the nature of betrayal is the first step toward healing. It's important to recognize that betrayal says more about the betrayer than it does about us. Often those who betray others are acting out of their own insecurities, fears, or unresolved issues. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it can help us reframe the experience and begin to let go of the pain. By acknowledging the psychological impact of betrayal, we can start to process our emotions, rebuild our sense of self, and move forward with greater clarity and resilience. Divine justice and timing. One of the most challenging aspects of betrayal is the feeling that justice has not been served. We may see the person who hurt us seemingly thriving while we are left to pick up the pieces of our broken trust. This can lead to frustration and a desire for retribution. However, it's important to remember that true justice is not always immediate or visible. Divine justice operates on a different timeline, one that is often beyond our understanding. The concept of divine justice is rooted in the belief that every action has consequences, and that those who cause harm will ultimately face the repercussions of their choices. This doesn't necessarily mean that the betrayer will experience a dramatic downfall or public humiliation. Rather, it suggests that their actions will catch up with them in ways that may not be immediately apparent. They may struggle with guilt, face challenges in their relationships, or experience a loss of inner peace. Trusting in divine justice requires patience and faith. It means letting go of the need to control the outcome and believing that the universe or God has a plan that is greater than our own. It's about releasing the burden of seeking revenge and open our hearts to healing and growth. The power of forgiveness and letting go. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools we have for overcoming the pain of betrayal. It is not about condoning the actions of the person who hurt us or pretending that the betrayal didn't happen. Instead, forgiveness is about releasing the hold that the betrayal has on our lives. It is a conscious decision to let go of anger, resentment, and the desire for revenge, and to focus on our own healing and well-being. The process of forgiveness is not easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. It requires us to confront our pain, acknowledge our emotions, and make a deliberate choice to move forward. Forgiveness is not about the other person. It's about us. When we forgive, we reclaim our power and take control of our own narrative. We refuse to let the actions of others define us or dictate our future. Letting go of the pain of betrayal also allows us to open ourselves up to new possibilities. When we are no longer consumed by anger or bitterness, we create space for joy, peace, and meaningful connections. Forgiveness is a gift we give to ourselves, one that enables us to live fully and authentically. It is a testament to our strength and resilience, and a reminder that we are capable of overcoming even the most difficult challenges. By embracing forgiveness, we not only heal ourselves, but also set an example for others. We show that it is possible to rise above pain and adversity and to emerge stronger and more compassionate. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness. It is a profound act of courage and self-love. It is the key to unlocking a future filled with hope, purpose, and fulfillment. Focusing on personal growth and resilience. When someone we trust betrays us, it forces us to confront our vulnerabilities and reevaluate our priorities. This process, though difficult, can lead to profound self-discovery and transformation. Instead of allowing the betrayal to define us, we can choose to use it as an opportunity to strengthen our character and deepen our understanding of ourselves and others. Rather than dwelling on what they did or why they did it, we can ask ourselves what we can learn from the experience. How can we grow from this? What boundaries do we need to set to protect ourselves in the future? How can we become more resilient in the face of adversity? These questions encourage us to take ownership of our healing and to channel our energy into positive change. Resilience is not about avoiding pain or pretending that everything is fine. It's about facing challenges head on and finding ways to move forward despite the hurt. Building resilience involves cultivating a mindset of perseverance and hope. It means recognizing that setbacks are a natural part of life and that we have the strength to overcome them. When we focus on personal growth, we transform our pain into power and our struggles into stepping stones toward a brighter future. This process also involves surrounding ourselves with supportive and trustworthy people who uplift and encourage us. By nurturing healthy relationships, we create a strong foundation of love and trust that helps us heal and thrive. Additionally, engaging in activities that bring us joy and fulfillment, whether it's pursuing a passion, learning a new skill, or giving back to others, can help us regain a sense of purpose and direction. Ultimately, focusing on personal growth and resilience allows us to rise above the pain of betrayal and emerge stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. It reminds us that we are not defined by what happens to us, but by how we respond. By choosing to grow from our experiences, we reclaim our power and create a life filled with meaning and possibility. Trusting the process of life. Life is a complex and often unpredictable journey, filled with highs and lows, joys and sorrows. Betrayal is one of the many challenges we may face along the way, but it is not the end of the story. Trusting the process of life means believing that even in the midst of pain and uncertainty, there's a greater plan at work. It means having faith that every experience, no matter how difficult, serves a purpose in shaping who we are and who we are becoming. When we trust the process, we let go of the need to control every outcome. We recognize that some things are beyond our understanding and that trying to force a particular result often leads to more frustration and disappointment. Instead, we embrace the idea that life unfolds in its own time and that everything happens for a reason. This perspective allows us to approach challenges with a sense of calm and acceptance, knowing that we are exactly where we need to be. Trusting the process also means being patient with ourselves and with life. Healing from betrayal takes time, and there will be moments when we feel stuck or overwhelmed. During these times, it's important to practice self-compassion and remind ourselves that healing is not linear. There will be good days and bad days, but each step forward, no matter how small, brings us closer to wholeness. This trust extends to our relationships as well. While betrayal can make it difficult to trust others, it's important to remember that not everyone will hurt us. By staying open to the possibility of new connections and experiences, we allow ourselves to receive the love and support we deserve. Trusting the process means believing that the right people will come into our lives at the right time and that we are never alone on our journey. In the end, trusting the process of life is about having faith in ourselves and in the divine order of the universe. It's about knowing that even when things don't make sense, there is a bigger picture we can't yet see. When we surrender to this truth, we find peace in the midst of chaos and hope in the face of adversity. We learn to embrace the journey, trusting that every step, every challenge, and every triumph is leading us toward our highest good. In conclusion, betrayal is one of life's most painful experiences, but it is also an opportunity for profound growth and transformation. While the hurt may feel overwhelming, it's important to remember that we are not defined by the actions of those who betray us. Instead, we are defined by how we choose to respond. By focusing on forgiveness, personal growth, and resilience, we can turn our pain into power and our struggles into strength. Trusting the process of life and believing in divine justice allows us to release the burden of seeking revenge and instead focus on our own healing. Life has a way of balancing itself out, and those who cause harm will face their own consequences in due time. Our role is to remain steadfast in our integrity, nurture our well-being, and trust that the best is yet to come. As we move forward, let us remember that every challenge we face is a stepping stone toward becoming the best version of our strength and resilience. Let us embrace the journey with faith, hope, and an open heart, knowing that we are guided by a higher power and that our story is still being written. The pain of today will become the wisdom of tomorrow, and through it all, we will emerge stronger, wiser, and more compassionate than ever before.